Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Thursday, April 7th. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News. The majority and the opposition have unblocked the stalemate that was keeping the negotiations for justice reform in a stalemate. The majority has agreed to review the mandates of the two Socialist MPs in constitutional court on claims that the MPs have benefited from public funds. After more than 2 hours of discussions at the Conference of Chairmen, the parties agreed to gather the Council of Mandates and Immunities and on Monday to discuss the request of the Democrats and to later send their request to Parliament. The Democrats are happy with the decision. For more than 2 weeks, the two Socialist MPs accused of benefiting from public funds have asked that their mandates be sent to the Constitutional Court. They reiterated their stance today. Socialist MP Sully had this to say before the plenary session. The Democratic Party does not want to take my mandate to Constitutional Court. They have hampered justice reform with their cause. I will ask the majority MPs to vote in favor of the Democrats' request about my mandate. Even though the parties agreed before the plenary session to accept the opposition's request about the Socialist MPs, the issue sparked debates in Parliament. The main reason the opposition interrupted the negotiations over the justice reform was to push upholding the Constitutional Court decisions. Harsh debates and physical confrontations highlighted today's plenary session. The chairman of the Democratic Parliamentary Group tried to punch a Socialist MP as the debates between the Socialist MP and the former Prime Minister regarding the functioning of the Parliamentary Inquiry Commissions heated up. An Albanian guard intervened to settle the clash between the MPs. The Democrats are asking for the Bureau of Parliament to gather with the exclusion of the offending Socialist MP. After the plenary session, the Socialist Party MP declared that he will not allow the opposition to offend him. Meanwhile, the former Prime Minister said that the attitude of the MP speaks of the socialist fear that their thefts will be revealed. Family members, citizens, members of the government, the Assembly Speaker, the U.S. Ambassador, the Minister of Defense, the Mayor of Tirana, the Vice Prime Minister, members of the Armed Forces, and other senior officials all participated in a ceremony organized to honor the two pilots who lost their lives yesterday in a helicopter crash in Shkodra area during a training flight mission. The pilot and the lieutenant were declared martyrs of the nation. Homage was held for about 2 hours this afternoon, concluding in the burial of the two soldiers in the Martyrs Cemetery in the capital. Parliament also honored the victims by holding 2 minutes of silence before the start of the plenary session. The only soldier to survive the helicopter crash is receiving medical attention in Tirana Hospital. Shkodra prosecution has launched an investigation to discover the cause of the crash. The Democratic Party chairman, Basha, presented the opposition's governing program for taking the Albanian economy out of crisis. During his speech at the Forum for Economic Freedom, Mr. Basha promised tax cuts, more investments, and an initial zero tax year for new businesses. The DP also promised subvention for energy for the needy and up to 15% reduction of the VAT. Basha said, "The DP platform is the best for economic recovery. The Albanian economy is in recession, costs have increased, and Albanians are leaving the country. Public debt is over 73%, and the government is misusing public funds. Rama's politics have enriched only a few people. We should work for a safer future. The DP has an alternative for sustainable development. The economy needs to be liberated from obstacles. This is not the Albania our citizens want. Our economic program generates employment and enriches the nation." The DP chairman added that the return of a flat rate tax and its reduction to 9% will prevent Albanians from sending their money to tax haven countries. The Austrian economic expert Barbara Kolm agreed by saying, I want to congratulate you for the idea to bring a flat 9% tax rate. If such a thing had been applied before, Albanians would not have been involved in financial scandals. American Chamber of Commerce President Mark Crawford also declared that the business climate in Albania is currently not suitable to attract investments. Kosovo's newly elected president was sworn in today before the MPs and other officials who were invited to the ceremony, Prime Minister Rama among them. The new president was sworn in to preserve the independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of the Republic of Kosovo. He also committed to ensure human rights and freedom, to respect the Constitution and laws, to preserve peace, and to provide for the well-being of the citizens. I pledge to respect the laws of the Constitution. I will represent all the citizens, regardless of their religion, ethnicity, and gender. Our aim is integration with the EU and NATO, and an internal friendship with the USA, said the new Kosovo president, adding that he will work on political harmony between the parties. Rama is in Kosovo tonight to attend tomorrow's inauguration ceremony. Rama was received by his Kosovo counterpart and by the Kosovo Parliament speaker. During a joint press conference, Prime Minister Rama praised the cooperation between the two governments and called for further cooperation developments, which develops relations between Albania and Kosovo. The Prime Minister of Kosovo declared that both governments have started preparations for a meeting between the two governments. Parliament Speaker Mr. Meda met with a delegation from the German Bundestag members of the Group of Friendship with the countries of the Southeast Europe. According to the announcement of the press office, the Parliament Speaker said that the justice system is not only important for the process of European integration, but also for enhancing the reliability of Albania to the EU member countries, as well as to foreign investors. The German lawmakers reaffirmed Germany's support to Albania's progress towards EU and underlined that justice reform is very important to increase citizens' trust in the rule of law and to improve the business climate. Friendship Group delegation from the German Bundestag highlighted that the economic development of Albania and the region is very important to Germany and to the German investors. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.